All right, we're live. What is up, my shred heads? Welcome back to the channel and welcome back to another episode of Wicked Wednesday. What is this, episode 6 now? I'm Shreddie.
I'm Wicked Ron, Wicked Thumb Electrocycles, Denton, Texas. How you doing, Shred?
Good, good. How's your week going, man?
Shit, dude, it's been kind of weird in Texas, man. It's like fucking rain in the last 3 days in the 50s. And we're normally in the 90s right now.
Oh, wow, yeah.
So we're still waiting for bikes, so sitting around with my thumb up my butt.
They're here, though, in America. They're waiting for you, but...
Dude, I
just need to get them.
I hope my freight forward is on here because I fired him today.
Oh, no.
I called him. I'm like, man, what is going on? Like, what? I can't get any information. He just kept telling me there's nothing we can do and all that other stuff. And, well... we actually have an account with the company that's carried the freight. So the freight forwarder booked on the same lines. Okay. And we've been thinking about switching to him. And I actually sent the dude an email today. I was like, hey, man, I need you to find out what's going on with this shit. And he's like, I can't see anything. But he actually went and escalated, sent some emails internally, and got me some stuff back, like with some direction, like how to escalate stuff. And I went through like 3 or 4 like departments, and then I got a response back. They told me where it was. It's like in an overflow lot. Oh. And I got a response back from someone that said we're going to clear that lot out between Saturday and Tuesday.
Oh, let's go.
So yeah, our shit should finally sometime between Saturday and Tuesday get awesome. On a rail car and be moving here, and
good to hear.
Then we can hit the ground, and we put another lift in to make up for the backlog to get stuff out quicker. And I mean, we'll pull 16-hour days if we have to, but get caught up in shit. So stay patient, guys. We're doing everything we can, and we'll get your bikes out here to you soon.
Yeah, you'll have e-bikes to ride this summer.
Yep. Yeah. And we've had so many cool customers. We've only had maybe like a handful of cancellations, and most of those bikes are resold within an hour.
Everybody's waiting.
Yeah, and I feel bad for some of them because some people have been waiting like 2 months, 3 months, and then they cancel, and then they tell me after they cancel, well, when it actually gets in, let me know and I'll rebuy it. I'm like,
and then you gotta wait again.
Dude, it's gonna be September now.
Yeah, it's like you better.
I mean, like I canceled it, and you happen to have a bike that's sold out till September now.
Right.
So I feel bad for people, and of course our prices all went up $200 in the last 2 months.
Yeah.
Like everybody's raising their prices now, but just transportation costs are insane. I mean, we booked our last shipment in March was $9,500 for a container, and now this next one's $15,000 2 months later.
What?
So it's gone up 50%.
Wow, that's insane.
So that's, $60-$70 a bike plus the tariff that we're dealing with now, over $100 a bike. And so we had to raise some prices, which sucks, but battery prices went up $50 a battery on us. Our bike prices went up $50 a bike. So we're eating a lot of that, but yeah, we're having to start passing some of that shit on. So as everybody else in the industry is having to do. So
this is why we love doing the Wicked Wednesday, because a lot of you guys don't see what's going on, why these delays are happening or prices are changing and everything. So we appreciate these Wicked Wednesdays. They're a lot of fun.
Hell yeah. What's up with you, bud? I saw you did a trip this past week.
Yeah, Marv and I actually went to Spark Cycle Works. We I don't know if you guys, we got one bike here, but this whole back room was full of Sparks, but this is the Lightning Breeze. I forgot to grab the seat for it, so somebody's gonna be hurting trying to sit on that thing. But yeah, we went up there, hung out, got to
I know a guy in Washington who would ride that bike the way it is.
The Penetrator, that's what they call that, I'm pretty sure. But yeah, went up to Spark, got to hang out with the whole crew there, helped them build some bikes, and we got to ride the Bandit. They have like a moped over there called a Bandit. I'm sure you've seen it before. But
yeah, that's the badass one that they've designed. They're doing themselves, and
yeah, exactly. And
they're cool guys. They're kind of doing what we're doing. They're using other bikes and stuff to fund their plan. So rather than borrowing money or other shit. So
Right. And
Yeah.
then so I'm actually editing that whole video from that whole weekend. There's so much like to edit and go through. A lot of fun video to see, but I think I'm gonna make it like 2 parts. But yeah, we went up there, got to test out their bikes, helped them build a few bikes, and then Marv tested out. We did a live stream on it, but he tested out this new little device that's like this small, and it had like a bunch of XT60 connector in and out. So pretty much this device is like you can run any 2 batteries in parallel. It could be different voltage batteries or different chemistry batteries. And supposedly this device really helps with like the discharge of the battery. So like somehow it's more efficient, but we don't even know if it's like 100%. We haven't put everything to the test, but we actually did ride a 52 volt battery with a 48 volt battery. And I rode it for like 15 miles. And luckily my crotch didn't catch on fire because the battery was right there. But yeah, there's a lot of good video and a lot of good times coming out of that. And so Marv and I teamed up with Spark, and we're going to be carrying Spark cycles at Lewis Cycles here in Lewis, Delaware, along with Wicked Thumb. So we're going to be doing group rides from there. So if you guys want to hang out with Shreddie and Marv, definitely look me up on Instagram and be on the lookout for, flyers for group rides and stuff like that.
Badass, dude.
Yeah, so if you're looking for Wicked Thumb, hey, I'm going to be at the shop. I'll tell you all about it.
Hell yeah, and Lewis Cycles stepping up their inventory in the fall. So we're making a commitment to them to get them a lot more bikes before the end of the year. So
there's going to be a lot of e-bikes there. Rayvol also we're teaming up with. So
cool
brands.
Yep, Lewis Cycle, man, 2 locations. And that's awesome. You're gonna be working up there with Brian, man.
Yeah,
I am
really stoked.
Yep, badass. Anything else going on?
Other than that, no. Just want to get this video out so everybody sees it. And actually, my Wicked Thumb's not here. I forgot to tell you guys. I let Lewis Cycle Sports Bar for a week, so it won't be here till probably Friday. So
shit, man. I was getting worried for a second. I saw a story today about an e-bike exploding in an elevator.
I
thought it was ours. No. It was in China somewhere.
Yeah, there was like 3 or 4 people in the elevator. I saw that. I was like, holy crap.
It was in China though. So.
Oh, funny thing. Yesterday I was talking to Brian from Lewis Cycle and Marv. We were standing in a parking lot. All of a sudden, like, I hear some flapping, and next thing you know, I feel claws grab the back of my head. And I duck down to the ground, and I see it's like a bird just flies off my head. So like, I guess a baby bird thought like my hair was a nest or something, because it was like, it wasn't like a total baby bird. It was like learning how to fly baby bird type thing. But at first, like, I felt the claws. I was like, am I getting attacked by an eagle or something? It was hilarious.
How's that glare out of my glasses? Is it obnoxious?
Nah, I mean, you can see that right when you look at the...
Let me change real quick. That better?
Yeah, it looks better. How about mine? It looks like I have, like, eyeballs.
I feel like bubbles.
Let me see a few of these comments. Sorry, guys. What's up, Unknown? Ultima, Xavier, Bandwagon. My girlfriend D's on here. Xavier, Mike, Bluetooth, Death Rock.
Xavier, nice.
Everybody's in here.
How many miles you got on there on that bike now, Xavier Thorne? He sent me maybe a month ago. Sent me a picture over 1,000 miles on his bike. So Shane in St. Petersburg, he sold his car and got a BLVD for a daily driver. How cool is
awesome.
That
is awesome. Yeah, I got rid of my car. I don't have any car because I got like e-bikes all over the place. Oh, it's Death Rock said the gas is super expensive today, so you know what that means. It's time to get an e-bike.
Yeah, what did I tell you? What did I tell you one other time before? If you calculate like on our bike, on our battery, it costs about 8 cents, 9 cents to go 45 miles.
Yeah, that's insane.
Right?
Yeah.
That's basically like getting 1,000 miles to a gallon or something like that, gas equivalent.
Right. On top of that, you can get that
even more than that, actually. Right now, probably like almost 2,000 miles a gallon.
That's
so
insane.
yeah, we get a lot of. I mean, people are just obtuse, maybe sometimes.
Right.
Like I'll tell people. Somebody today, I made a comment. I was like, man, they're talking about the price. I was like, there's people that get rid of their cars to ride these. And they're like, oh, what are they going to go get groceries on an e-bike? I'm like, fuck yeah, why not, man?
Yeah, you can actually put a card on the back or whatever. One of those little cards.
You can put a fucking grocery bag on and bungee it down to that. We got saddlebags and shit.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, you're not going to go do like a run for 6 kids and shit, but
right.
A single person, yeah.
100%.
I think the days are over. I know my grocery habits have changed. Like back in the day, you'd go grocery shopping for the whole week and shit. Get $300 or $400 cart going.
Right.
And now I go like whatever. I get just necessities, and then it's like one meal at a time or some shit. So
that's how we do it, right?
Where do we have sidecars? So.
Oh wow! They said the gas is almost gone in Tampa. What? That's insane. Yeah, I just started hearing about all that stuff today. Like, what, something got hacked or something? The pipelines got hacked, or what happened?
Yeah, some Russians apparently hacked the pipelines, shut the flow down.
That's crazy.
So, yep.
Huh.
So I don't know. We're not having it like in Texas. I haven't noticed anything change, but
yeah.
I mean, we're fucking Texas,
right? No,
right.
No,
you got Texas, and then you got the rest of the United States.
Florida and New Jersey are out of gas. They said almost gone to Tampa too. Or Florida through New Jersey.
Yeah, I could see New Jersey's got a bunch of refineries up north, but
right.
Yeah, who the fuck knows? Sorry, I'm dropping a lot of F-bombs today. I don't know why.
It's all good, man.
I've been fired up lately.
Everybody here is an adult, I think. Yeah, from what I see in the comments, we're all good.
Hey, we got to get Dee to run a 7-second delay.
All right, she'll put all the beeps in there for us.
So cool, man. We were some just interesting shit we were reading through today.
Yeah.
Legislation in Vermont there. Vermont did pass some legislation to classify electric bikes as bicycles versus motorbikes.
Awesome.
Yeah, so eliminating any obstacles at their, at least the state level. That's one of the things we're always keeping an eye on is how the evolution of e-bike laws are and how they vary from state to state. But at a national level, there's pretty much, consensus that as long as it's 20 miles an hour or less, that it can be on the road.
Right.
But individual states and towns and park systems and all that stuff, counties even, they can regulate where those can be rode outside of a road, like bike lanes, paths, trails, shit like that. So, but in Vermont, yeah, apparently they made them to where they're bicycles. So you can go in the bike lane, you can go on the bike path as long as it's 20 miles an hour or less. Which I know our bike, you can configure. We have a class 2 bike now, the 500 McQueen. And then we've got the, the 750s can all be limited to 20.
Right.
You can be responsible human beings.
Yeah.
And limit yourself. So yeah, that was pretty cool.
So it's just one state that's going to pass that, and hopefully everybody else kind of follows.
Yeah, I mean, that's how a lot of stuff works, right?
Yeah.
You kind of look for precedent, especially with an evolving industry,
right,
or evolving mode of transportation. There's not many people that are against the e-bike movement right now. I mean, you've got the stories we read about people on trails are complaining about them. But in general, I think everybody wants to see this mode of transportation, take up a chunk of miles and commute miles.
Definitely.
It gets rid of traffic, and it gets people outdoors. It gets community going. It gets activity going. Emissions, obviously. You get people that argue, oh, lithium batteries are terrible for the environment and stuff like that. But I think we know that that's not the long-term objective. It's a means to an end.
Right.
And there's a ton of lithium out there. So
I want all. I want all of the lithium. Give me all of it.
Yeah, range is great.
Yeah.
So there was the other one tied to this, which was in Durango. Did you see that one? It was Durango's they did a pilot program where they took like $50,000 grant and they bought 16 e-bikes and they gave them to like local kind of essential workers.
Yeah.
And they did a study on them. And they analyzed the mileage. So they had to put a software app on it to track what they were doing, and it was on their phone, but it compared like how many miles they're driving in their car, how many they did on mass transit, and then how many they did on their e-bikes,
right,
like over a period of time. And like the most mileage they did was on an e-bike. So people living in essential worker living in the community.
Yeah.
Like an average of 6.5 miles or something like that from their employment place. But, using that as a cheap, efficient mode of transportation. And just to kind of analyze the habits of what might happen if more and more people did it. And I know 16 bikes is not in one location, is not a sampling, a legitimate sample for statistics, but it was still interesting to kind of see that trend that, they were using it. There was nothing that said they had to use it. They still could use their car. They still could use the bus, but just by having it. So as they become more and more affordable over time, it'll be interesting. But yeah, people are using them, which is cool. That's,
just from since last year, since I started riding e-bikes, like I've been noticing the boom in it around here. It's insane, dude. And how much like people are interested in asking you about the e-bikes and learning about it, and then actually going out and buying one themselves.
Mm-hmm.
It's getting big. It's getting big.
Yeah, it's one of those things. Like most people don't know they're there, or haven't put much thought into them, but then when they see them, it's got the gears going. It's got them thinking about it, and especially when you see like really cool ones. Still the majority of the bikes out there are just lame.
Yeah.
There's nothing cool about them. They're generic bikes.
Totally.
So when you get cool ones, or ones that you can personalize or have features that strike with you, the level of interest just like exponentially grows. So.
Oh man, and we can mod the hell out of these things too, make it yours. Hell yeah.
Yep. So Rad Power.
Do you see any questions or anything you want to ask?
Oh yeah, let's answer some here real quick.
There's like so many that went by.
You get some to pop up on the screen, man. I'm
let's
pick some out here.
Rental scooters.
So New York City went from having no e-bikes allowed to now they have class 3. Is that true?
It says New York City has the best laws. Class 3 is limited to 25 instead of 28, but it's 25 on the throttle. So we make our own bikes go 50 and pretend like it's just a little over the speed limit. That's hilarious.
Yeah, I didn't know that. I know they finally legalized them, but for a while you couldn't ride an electric bike in New York City, any of the 5 boroughs at all. And I think that just changed last year. They had it was a mess. Like if you got caught on an e-bike, they're like giving you the beat down. So,
right.
So yeah, I'm gonna have to verify that, but that's interesting.
Well, Ultima says the Michigan laws are pretty good too. Class 1 and 2 are legally the same as regular bikes, are exempt for no motorized vehicle signs, and can ride on the sidewalks, roads, and bike paths.
Yep. I think that's the trend we're going to see like across the country. And that's why you see a lot of the big companies don't go beyond a class 2 bike. So we get the question all the time when we're going to go beyond a class 3 bike, but we don't want to mess with that.
Right.
We got some stuff we're playing around with for like quote unquote off-road kits. We won't ship a bike that way, but where you might be able to increase your speed a little bit.
Oh crap.
But
Yo, let me get that.
that's in the that's in the works right now. But we got some prototype stuff coming in the next couple of months.
These headlights. Here's a headlight question.
Headlights, yeah, throw it up there, man.
Ron, will your cool ass headlights work on a Bolton Blackbird? Because if so, I want to buy one as soon as possible.
Man, so they're not going to plug up like to any bike really, aside from ours immediately. But if you send us the connector, so what I need is you to email me a picture of the connector that comes out of the existing headlight on the bike. Okay, not the one from the bike to the headlight, but from the headlight to the bike. Send me a picture of that connector, and then I'll tell you if we can make a pigtail out of it.
There you go.
The voltage should be fine. We've designed a light that'll run from 12 volt to 72 volt, so it should cover any e-bike. It's just a matter of which wiring connector there is. Like if it's just wired up, if you're good with wiring, like some of these bikes, like Onyx and the Hooks and stuff like that, they don't have a wiring harness. They just have a bunch of wires crimped together. So if you're comfortable messing around with stuff like that, you could try to match up on those. But for the other bikes like Super 73s and Juiced and the Aerial Rider, I mean, we've got lights out there now. Somebody posted something on a Saunders page yesterday, owner's page, that had, I guess they bought one of our lights and put it on a Saunders.
Nice.
I don't know what model, but so
yeah,
that's what we're trying to get with this light, is to where we can figure out as many bikes that we can make a harness from. So it's 800 low beam and 1200 high beam. So if your bike is equipped for that, and that's at 48 volts. So, but it's 800 lumen and 1200 high beam.
Awesome.
It's very bright. So if you go on our Instagram page, we have some stuff up there that shows the difference in brightness. Our stock light's like 300, so it's a pretty significant difference. And they look cool as shit too, man. So, but we'll have more lights coming out. We're working on tail lights. I think I've mentioned that before. We're just trying. We want to get them to where they can be plug and play with as many bikes as possible.
Right.
So if you've got a bike that you're questioning, get in touch with us. We're giving a little discount for the first guinea pigs that are willing to, try to figure out what wires go to what pin. There's only 3 wires, and you're going to use either 2 or 3 of them, depending on whether you have a high beam or not from your bike. But as long as you're willing to try it, we'll get it out to you, and then you just give us your feedback on what wire worked in what position, and then we can start offering pigtails for different bikes when people order. So
seems like a lot of people are interested in them.
Yeah, I mean, they're badass lights, and we've got the bottom mount one that's like 4.5 inches, and then we've got the side mount one that's 7 inches. So
it's not a 12 volt light, right?
It can do 12 volts, so you can run it on a regular 12 volt. A lot of bikes have a step down converter.
Oh, okay.
That's step, because most headlights are 12 volt. But the way the LEDs are run in hours, it can handle 12, 24, 36, 48, 60, and 72.
Nice.
So, exactly.
That's cool. You can slap it on a Huck or an Onyx or whatever.
Yep.
Sweet. I think that's all right. Yeah. So what are we talking about next? Rad Power.
Yeah, and that kind of goes to what we were talking about, like just how, I mean, shit's kind of crazy right now, like how they're growing and stuff, and facing a lot of the problems they create a lot of the problems too that us smaller guys have.
Right.
When you're fighting for the same parts, and they've got so much money, and just locking up long-term contracts for a year, 2 years in advance. it makes everything in the supply chain. You got to keep up with them. You got to order ahead of them or shit like that. But at the same time, they do increase capacity for everybody. So if you can have an idea how much they're growing, I mean, you can almost, as a leader, almost basically peg that you're probably going to grow at the same rate.
Yeah, they're like number one in all e-bikes, right?
Yeah, like sales. I think I read today, like they sold over 200,000 or something like that.
Oh my God.
He started by building it himself.
And that was yesterday.
Supposedly the owner of Rad Power started Rad Power by building the bikes himself in the garage also. I read that in the
Yeah, they were basically just a conversion.
Yeah.
Which is how we started. We were taking bikes and converting them over, and then we were like, man, we got to make a production bike. But
yeah,
they manufacture everything in China. And I mean, yeah, I'm not going to knock them at all, man. Those guys they're doing a lot of shit right.
Yeah.
Like I might not want to build bikes in the same design they do, but like everything they're doing, like managing growth and the way they're building a company and growing and finding investors, which is so key. Finding the right investors to help them get to the next step and not just do it all on their own.
Right.
So yeah, doing a lot of great stuff. Good model to look at. I mean, and they're trying to do it responsibly. Like they're trying to build a community and a culture of e-bikes that's environmentally responsible, where the riders are responsible, where the customer service experience as well. Man, I sound like I'm selling Rad Power bikes.
Right.
But that's what we're trying to do, is my point. My point is that's what, like, it's good to see companies like that, because there are a lot of them, and everybody will agree, and I hear it all the time, that like when you call us, you get somebody on the phone, you talk to somebody, people aren't ducking you, and people aren't feeding you full of shit, and everything that we touch, we have pride in, and we want the experience to be great. And that's the same shit Rad's doing.
Yeah.
Totally different bike, totally different customer.
Right.
I mean, Rad's not going to sell a bike to one of our customers, and maybe they have in the past, but and same thing, like, we're not the type of person who buys a Rad bike.
Right.
Is not somebody we're going to steal away. So, and vice versa. So, but yeah, they've got all kind of the same values as we do. We think we got more of an attitude and more of a chip on our shoulder.
Right.
And we'd like to see that. And yeah, we're coming for you, Rad Power.
And it's cool. They have that, what is it, like a work truck or something? They have the Rad Power van where, like, they've
got their whole own fleet of vans where they come out and they do deliveries.
That's cool.
Put your bike together, service them, pick them up, promo, like stuff like that.
That's so
which is awesome. That's because it gives you, and they've got stores too, but like when you do something like that, you can start to get a lot of coverage. So if you get enough network to where now, one of the big problems that a lot of e-bike companies have is it's the delivery. So sending it FedEx or UPS, or a lot of people use, private trucking firms and stuff like that. There's a lot of expense there, but it's also, you're having to hand the delivery of the bike over to somebody that you have to trust, and then you're putting it on the user to put the bike together. We try to keep it as simple as possible, but if you can provide that service where, the bike is delivered, 75% of the country, that you can get the bike personally delivered by your own people. That's huge, right? It's a huge selling point, but it's also, I would liken it to pizza delivery.
Yeah.
Like Phil up here, he used to work in pizza joints. He wanted to open one for a long time. We have many conversations about like the different styles of pizza. Like you can do the dine-in pizza where you control the entire experience. You can do the pickup pizza where people take it out for delivery. Now you've controlled it to the point you give it to them, and you've got to contend with, even if they put it in their car at an angle and the cheese all slides to one side, it's your fault.
Yeah.
And then you've got where you've got your own delivery drivers next, where they bring it to you, and you've got control of it to that point, but there's still, you're putting it in the hands of travel in the car, sitting in a box, steaming up. And then you go to the extreme of like using like one of the delivery services like DoorDash or shit like that. And those people, I mean, like it's hit or miss. Like some of them are really prideful and some of them don't give a shit at all. Like, so it would be a step down from your own delivery.
Right.
So it's kind of the same concept, right? Like what can you do to preserve the experience of getting your product to the customer? So yeah, I think it's great. And that's something we're going to strive to do at some point. You know, we do it locally, obviously, but to where you can do that, you know, in a more global experience. And that's where dealers come in.
Yeah.
You know, you can, when you build a dealer network, that's one of the things you're trying to do is improve that experience, the whole customer relationship experience. So, which is, like I said, something we're working on, and we want to get to where we're selling at least half of our bikes through dealers in 2022. And then, you know, all the custom stuff would come out of here, but trying to get, and all the rural stuff would come out of here, but like any kind of urban or location-based stuff, population centers we want coming out of dealers.
Awesome.
So yeah, they get to meet guys like you. I mean,
right on.
I'm kind of infectious in my enthusiasm, but not like you, man. You're genuine. You give a different perspective. I try to be neutral, but of course I'm going to hump my bike. So.
Right. Yeah, I'll definitely be doing demos of Wicked Thumbs, definitely from Lewis Cycles. I saw somebody question the name. Yeah, we were working with somebody else, but then now we're working with Lewis Cycles. So that other name didn't end up working out. But yeah, we still have something going on, Marv and I. And if you want to come visit us, check out Lewis Cycle Sports. And if you want me to be there, just hit me up through Instagram. I'll come meet you there.
Sick.
Yep. D, do you want to get in this Wicked Wednesday?
No.
What's for dinner tonight, dude?
She made me a quesadilla from a burrito shade earlier today. Reuse, reduce, recycle.
Nice.
Hey, last night we had salmon with like avocado and plantain.
Did you hear? You said last night we had salmon with avocado and plantains, but I was out on a group ride.
Damn, that sounds good.
While my food is getting cold.
Y'all DoorDash down to Denton, Texas?
D, would you DoorDash down to Denton, Texas? You come visit us, man. We'll make you some good food. We'll do some Puerto Rican food.
Yeah, hopefully August, man.
That would be sick.
I see your boy Simon Cowell's back on his e-bike.
Dude, can you believe that? I mean, I wouldn't have cared. I would have got on the bike regardless of anything that happened. I got ran over by the Grinch, and I got right back up on my bike. But yeah, what happened? He broke his back on like an e-bike that he didn't think was like super powerful. He must have like gave it the full whiskey throttle.
Like wheelied it.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I saw at some point he was suing him. I don't know if that was true or not, but hey, he's back on it today, man. Way to go, Simon.
Yeah, way to go, Simon. Good job. Riding those super fast e-bikes.
Shit, yeah.
A lot of people were talking. Do you see any comments you want to answer?
Throw them up, man.
Okie dokie. I'm just gonna. I should get
pick some out. Throw them up. It's hard for me to read it because my phone's right in front of the screen. So, I need to get a better setup here. I'm so not prepared for some of this shit.
I'm just gonna read a comment. Drum Waldo said, "New York City's getting better and worse at the same time. They made electric bikes legal, but they are cracking down on where they can be ridden. I wonder if they're just like cracking down on like the faster ones, like the Onyx, people riding Surons on the highway or in the streets, and the Hucks and everything."
Yeah, if it looks like a motorcycle,
yeah,
and it moves as fast as a motorcycle, it's probably a motorcycle.
Yeah.
Right? Walks like a duck, talks like a duck, hangs out with the other ducks.
Must be a duck.
A fucking duck. I do got to throw some out here, man. I guess we're becoming pretty famous. We're the there's some big scam going around right now.
Oh.
Have you seen it?
I've heard about it.
So there's these guys, and they're advertising on Facebook, Instagram, all this shit, running all kinds of ads showing our Destroyer 750 for $109 with free shipping.
That's a good
And
price.
hundreds and hundreds of people have called and emailed and Facebook messaged and yeah, like I'm like, report it to Facebook. We've reported it to Facebook, and Facebook just says it's not a violation of our community standards, and it links to an external site which is offshore, so we can't get anybody to take it down. But I hope to God, everybody, that you understand you cannot buy an e-bike for $109 with free shipping.
Right.
Okay. It's sad how many people have told me that they've been victimized by this. But please, people, use common sense. If you have any doubt, go to our webpage and check it out.
Yep.
You'll see. And it's sad when I also have people that it's $27.99. Is this some discount outlet you're affiliated with? And it's like, man.
Jeez.
And that's how scams like that can be run. Mm-hmm. They know there's enough people out there that are going to pay them $100. Yeah, and it's low enough that most of those people are just going to say, oh, shit, you win. And they're not going to even jack with trying to get the money back.
Exactly.
You know, their pride's wounded. They feel like a fool or whatever. And don't feel like a fool at that point. You know, do it in advance. So, and just keep reporting it. You know, if you can think of another way, if any of you have been in a company or somewhere that's had the same shit happen, if you got some other suggestions, please send them to us. But yeah. On the flip side, what's fucking funny is our web traffic has gone up like 40%. Because people are going to the site.
Yeah.
Like,
wait a second. Let me check this place out.
Yeah, so I'm like, shit. So I don't know if we've actually got any sales out of that, but I mean, they're probably obviously marketing to the same type of people we do somehow, because a lot of our customers are getting those ads. So,
question for you, Ron.
Ron's opinion on turn signals and mirrors. I don't like them. I think that's the point where it stops being an electric bike and becomes a moped. So Department of Transportation, like when we take bikes in, if we had turn signals and mirrors on our bike, they would classify it a motorbike. They look at stuff like that to determine the classification. I think a mirror is, if you're going to be riding on the road, I mean, at least one mirror is very safe, especially in America on the left side. If you're going to be riding in a bike lane or in the far right lane, like a left side mirror, I think would be very valuable for safety. And that wouldn't classify it as a bike. But turn signals, you can use hand signals. I mean, I've got motorcycles that I took turn signals off and I use hand signals. You know, if you're going to go right, you put your arm up like this.
My shoulder's messed up.
If you're going left, you point out. Mm-hmm. If you're stopped, you point down. We're working on we've got some like smart taillights coming in that we're going to test out that we might make as an option. It senses braking, and it'll flash like a brake light for 3 seconds or whatever.
That's cool.
So we're going to try some of those out and see if we can get them mounted up and see if they actually work before we offer them. But I think stuff like that, especially when you're riding in a group, you got to remember, I come from a motorcycle.
Oh, I think the connection was breaking up. You're back.
Okay. I come from a motorcycle background, so like I'm not necessarily worried about cars, but when you're riding in a pack of bikes close together, it's kind of good to be able to signal people behind you when you're braking real quick or you're going to turn and stuff like that. So we use hand signals, but you know, like I think a mirror is definitely valuable to have, at least one.
Yeah, at least one on the left side.
So
sure.
Turn signals, that's up to you. I think a brake light would be a nice thing to have because it signals the people behind you riding close that you're stopping.
Yeah.
So, and it wouldn't be considered a moped, I think, if you just had one mirror.
Right. The one thing I noticed on my, which is weird on the Grizzly, whenever you turn on the headlights, then the brake light just stays bright red the whole time. So at nighttime when you're riding, nobody knows if you're hitting the brakes or not. So I might have to get one of those brake lights you're talking about that senses you braking or something. I can attach to me.
Yeah, I'll try them out when they get here, and I'll let you know.
Yeah.
They won't be too expensive. Like, we got a couple of different ones quality wise, but they'll probably be something like $30 to $40.
Okay, cool. Xavier Thorne says he has a smart brake light. Awesome. How does it work, Xavier? I'd like to know. I would like one I could just like even attach to my book bag or something, like a single little red light that I can.
Yeah, they got helmets that have them built into them.
Yeah.
And then they have different mounts, so you can get one that's got a strap to mount. You could mount it like a GoPro with the adhesive.
Oh, okay.
So there's different ways you can mount them.
That's awesome.
Oh, cool. What else you got, man? Gas prices. We already talked about that.
Yeah, I already did. To the roof. Get an e-bike.
Yeah, even just for some of it. You know, if you're going to take a quick trip somewhere to the bar or to the park or just whatever, you know, just one trip. It's just fun. And it's the time of year to do it. So cool. What videos you got coming up, buddy? What do we got for range tests and any new bikes you're getting?
The Spark Cycle, the first video is going to be coming out. I want to say not tomorrow, probably the next day. What's today? Wednesday? Maybe I won't put it out Friday. Should I put it out Saturday? I'm going to shoot for tomorrow. Because I still got to go through the first half of the video. It's like, it might be like 30 or 40 minutes because there's so much like I recorded. But I'll get that video out either tomorrow night or the next night. I don't want to shoot for Friday. Damn it. I want to try to do for tomorrow. But other than that, then the next video is going to be like a group ride with the guys from Spark Cycles on that Bandit with the 52 volt, 48 volt battery running in parallel. And after that, I'm going to be picking up my Wicked Thumb back from the bike shop, and I'm going to be getting on some range tests on that. So I still got a Mode 3 or a Pedal Assist 3 range test to do on that next. So it'll all be in that order. Spark Cycle 1, 2, then Wicked Thumb. And
Sweet,
then,
buddy.
yeah, and if you guys are interested in picking up some Wicked Thumbs in your local to Lewis Cycles, or if you want Spark Cycles, we're going to be carrying a few different models from them. Come visit me, Lewis Cycle Sports. Let me know that you're coming, that you're going there, and I could always meet you and kind of walk you through the bikes, let you try them out and everything. So definitely hit me up on Instagram or Facebook, or just leave a comment down here and let me know what's going on and what day you want to meet.
Cool, badass, bud.
Demos for Wicked Thumb and Spark for right now from Shreddie.
Sweet.
Yep.
Looking forward to those, man.
Yeah, it's gonna be a blast.
Yep.
I guess
we're gonna have some new stuff coming out too, videos and stuff, and we should have bikes hopefully by the end of next week.
Yeah.
So
let's do it.
It'll be fucking awesome.
Yeah, dude. I can't wait to get them in Lewis Cycle. People are going to go crazy. Oh, I didn't tell you that the Wicked Thumb is sitting right out front of their shop. Like, as soon as you open the doors, it's the first bike you're looking at. It's like,
nice.
It's a cool, I should have taken a picture and sent it to you. I'll do that. I think I'm going to go.
Yeah, just do a little video walking in
and seeing
like
that bike.
customer walking in. Exactly.
Yeah. Awesome.
Throw it up on the stories.
Do you guys have any questions, or if you guys want us to talk about anything on next week, or not next week, the week after Wicked Wednesday, just throw them down in the comments or write me or Wicked Ron. Let us know.
Hell yeah, guys. Thanks, Shred. Look at this, man. What did I say? 45 minutes?
45 minutes.
We're going to do it, man.
Awesome.
It took us 6 weeks, but we're going to do it. So
what is it? 6?
6 weeks it took us, or 6 of these to do it, but we're at 44 minutes. So cool, guys.
45 though.
Thanks for tuning in. If you got questions, feel free to email, call, whatever. We'll talk to you guys soon. Have a good week, Shred. See you, D.
Right. Have a good week, and we will see you on the next Wicked Ride.
Cool. Thanks, guys.